Are you sick and tired of dying in the Division 2? Or are you sick and tired of having to revive someone in the Division 2? Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my Never Die build. Esava, this is LaserBolt, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my Stop Dying, Never Die build. If you guys follow each individual step I'm going to be telling you guys that is found within this video, I can 100% guarantee not only will you stop dying, or you will start dying less in the Division 2. If you follow this 100%, you won't die. If you follow it 80%, you probably die less than you usually be dying. Now, there are a couple of reasons why people die a lot in the Division 2. One of the biggest components of why people are dying in Division 2, I would definitely have to blame that on YouTube, because there's a ton of videos out there telling you 3,000 maximum DPS, 100,000 maximum DPS, best SMG builds. You have all these builds out together, and granted, these are really effective builds, but these builds do not prioritize survivability. Now, that's the biggest issue. A lot of people want to copy these builds and make a lot of DPS, or output a lot of DPS. But what's the point of you outputting a lot of DPS if you're constantly dying in the game? The number two reason people are actually dying in the game a lot is because they feel like they need to go over there and be as tanky as can be. They go out with an SMG, LMG, or whatever gun they have, and they rush the enemy instead of waiting for the enemy to come to them. Remember, guys, this game is very predominant in a cover-based game. It's more of a cover-based game than anything, if you think about it. And using cover is going to be very crucial to you guys staying alive, surviving, and tapping into those special talents that are going to give you that more survivability. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the build. We're rocking a 5.11.3. Now, the reason why that 11 is so high is because this build is going to be bulletproof for the patch that comes live. It's going to be allowing us to take utilities and be able to use all the talents we have currently right now, and it's also going to allow us to use the talents when the new patch goes live. So as far as this build is concerned, weapon wise, it doesn't really matter what weapon you're running. I always like to recommend, if you're trying to decide a weapon to use, always go with a weapon that suits your playstyle and that you feel comfortable with. Especially in this game, I highly recommend using ARs and LMGs. If you like SMGs, well, that's a good thing. But remember, this build is going to be based on survivability, so you want to have a weapon that fares pretty well in mid-range and close quarter combat. SMGs, LMGs, and ARs are definitely by far the best ones. If you like to use rifles, or a marksman rifle, that's good for you guys, but make sure you kind of always have an LMG or an AR within this build. Now, as far as talents for a specific weapon, I'm not going to be diving in too much on the talents for the weapons in general. This is going to be primarily focusing on the build itself, which is the gear set. Now, let's take a look what makes this build different than any other build that you might have seen on the internet, plus what also makes it different than your typical build, and why this build is going to help you to stop dying. So one of the first key components of this build is the Badger set. You want to make sure you have two pieces of Badger. Now, for me personally, what I recommend is have a mask Badger and have a pair of gloves Badger. Now, you're able to get a backpack that's a Badger, but the reason why I don't want to recommend you guys to go with a backpack that's a Badger and a glove that's Badgers, or vice versa with a mask, is because you want to make sure that you have the ability to use the talents that are found within backpacks. So my recommendation for this build is make sure you get a Badger mask and a Badger pair of gloves. Now, for me personally, it's been super duper difficult to find a Badger mask. And I've asked a couple other people, and some people don't even have this mask. So I do feel that finding a Badger mask is very difficult. If it is, and you don't even have one in your inventory, let me know in the comment section down below if you do, or if you don't have a Badger mask. Now, make sure you keep that in mind. Now, finding the Badger mask, and the reason why we want a Badger mask or a Badger set, is because we want to tap into the ability of it giving us the 2 additional perks that it does. When you have one set of Badgers, it's going to give you a +7 damage to elites. Of course, damage to elites is always going to be favorable anytime. And of course, the second one, that the most important one, is the +15% armor on kill. Now remember, our current armor right now is 216,000. The higher that armor goes up, the more armor we're going to be getting back on kills. So this is what makes this a bit of a tanky build. It's not something that you're going to be absorbing a lot of damage, but the survivability on this build is going to be exponentially amazing. Trust me, guys, when I say this, you will be dying less, or you won't even be dying at all. Now, for this particular mask, there's nothing really special. The only reason why we want this mask is because we wanted to tap into those 2 attributes. Plus, it has 2 blues and 1 yellow, which is really good, and I'm quite happy with it. Now, of course, if it had a talent, I would definitely love it, but it doesn't at the current moment. And the next set, we have another pair of badgers, which is our gloves. Once again, we're tapping into that plus 7 damage to elites and the plus 15 armor on kills. It comes with 1 blue and 2 reds. I wish it would have been another one, which would have been like 2 blues and a yellow, or 1 yellow, 2 blues, or 2 yellows, 1 blue. That would have been perfectly for me, but this is what I had, and this is what I want to roll with. Remember, you don't want too much red because you want to make sure you stay in that cap of 5 and you stay in the cap of 11. That's going to be your main focals. Make sure that you don't go higher than 5 on the red, and make sure you stay a good amount of 11 and no lower than 11 on the blue. And I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. So now that you have both sets of badges, you got the mask, you got the gloves, now it's time for us to play with the other sets of armor that we have in our inventory and complement the talents and provide that perfect synergy for this build. Let's take a look at the chest piece. So for the chest piece, we went with a Gilligard. Now the reason why we went with a Gilligard chest piece is because it's going to give us, it has 2 blues, it has 1 blue, 2 reds, but it allows us to put an additional 2 sets of blues on this gear, which makes it really good. But one of the main reasons we also went with it is because of Unbreakable. Now, Unbreakable is a really good talent. It's not like the best talent right now, but once the patch goes live, it is going to be one of the best talents in the game. It currently reads 25 of max armor is repaired when your armor is depleted. Armor kits used within the next 5 seconds are not consumed. The new update is going to give us the following. It's going to say 70% of your max armor is repaired. When your armor is depleted, armor kits used within the next 7 seconds are not consumed. Now, that's one of the big changes that's happening, which is getting a buff. Another big change that's happening is that Unbreakable is going to require 11 blues to actually be able to be procced. Currently, right now, it doesn't have any requirements, but it's going to require 11. That's the reason we're hitting that high threshold, is because we want to make sure that we have this Unbreakable talent within our inventory. Remember, we're getting 25 max armor is repaired when your armor is depleted. In addition to that, since we're running the Badger set, we are also getting armor once we kill the person. So not only are you getting the armor when it's being consumed, but you're also getting the armor back when you're getting that kill. So do keep it in mind. That is the way the synergy is working in this build. Now let's take a look at the holster. So for the holster, we have nothing special. Once again, the only reason we went with this one is because we got the 2 blues and 1 yellow, and we got that LMG damage. So we're definitely able to slide in an LMG right there and get that 10% LMG damage. But particularly the only reason is definitely the 2 blues and the yellow. Now, if for some reason you're able to get one of the, a holster that with a talent, that's going to be making it even better. Something like Harden, that's going to allow you to get that more damage to elites, or Precise, which is going to give you more headshot damage, or Surgical, which is going to give you that critical hit. Anything that has a talent would be great, but as long as you get 2 blues and a yellow, you guys should be good with the holster. Now let's take a look at the backpack. So for the backpack, we went with a 5.11 tactical. This one comes with 2 blues, 1 red, and the reason we like this backpack is because of the following perk, which is Safeguard. It says killing a target grants 150 bonus to repairs and healing effects for 20 seconds. Remember, guys, Safeguard is going to be getting a nerf, and it's going to be killing a target grants 50 bonus to repairs and heals effects. I believe it's 10 seconds. It's what it's getting reduced to. In addition to that, we also have hard hitting, which is a plus 15 damage to elites. So we're getting the 7 damage from the Badger sets, plus we're getting an additional 15% with the hard hitting perk. Now remember, Safeguard, like I said, is going to be getting nerfed, so you could go with a different talent if you guys like. Definitely another one that I too like for this one is this backpack that I have right now. This one that I have, I don't have it equipped, but this one has plus 15, plus 10% health on kills, which is restorative and vital with the plus 20 health. I like that one, but I like having that Safeguard talent within my backpack. And the reason why we want to keep it at a 5 is simply because of this talent alone, is because if we go over 5, we're going to be losing that talent, and we don't want to lose that talent when we're using this build. Now let's take a look at the knee pads. Now for the knee pads, we're going with a Fenris group. This one gives us a plus 10 assault rifle damage, which I'm extremely happy for because I do like running that AR. Remember, the ARs are going to be getting a buff with the new update as well. We also have just a simple blue, and we have a talent, actually two, which is one is called self-adjusting, plus 20 armor regeneration, which I love. And we have the talent that is pretty much one of the biggest requirements when it comes to this build, which is patience. It says after being in cover for 3 seconds, armor repairs by 5% every 1 second. I believe this is going to be also getting a nerf, and it's going to read after being in cover for 5 seconds, armor repairs by 1% every 1 second. I believe that's what it is. Not 100% sure. If it's not, let me know in the comment section down below. But I do know for sure that it is going to be getting a nerf. Now, even with that nerf, this is still going to be working well, because keep this in mind. It says after being in cover, your armor is going to be getting repaired every 1 second. On top of that, you're also getting the repair from the armor from the Badger set. Remember, from the Badger set, you're getting armor on kill. So if you're popping off cover and killing someone, you're getting that armor repair. Plus, in addition to that, you're also getting the armor repair from Unbreakable, and you're also getting the armor regeneration from Safeguard. So keep that in mind, guys. A lot of things happen here, a lot of synergy going along your way. So with the synergy that we have in this build, it's very vital that you stay in cover and not rush enemies. You want to make sure you're firing from cover because you want to be getting that health back. Now, another thing that I want to mention is we're going to be taking a look at skills, because the skills are really important in this build. If you guys play solo, I'm going to give you something that you need to put on your skills. If you play more of a team base, even if you play solo, I do want to recommend it. Now, the first time you guys go ahead and try this build, I want to recommend that for the skill on the left bumper, right bumper, you definitely go with a Revive Hive. If you feel that you're being going down a lot, this is going to allow you to get back up without having to need the help of someone. Just put the Revive Hive and you should be good. Once you feel comfortable with the build and you're good to go, you're definitely going to want to use the drone, which you're going to want to make sure you use Fixer. Now, Fixer is going to allow you to get that health back. If you guys are in cover and your health is going down, you're able to pull that up. That's going to fix you right back up. And number two, you're going to want to go with a launcher. You want to make sure that your launcher gives you that health back as well. So you want to make sure you're using both skills that provide health. This is going to be very important. And once again, it is another requirement that I suggest you guys definitely have. Run dual heals in your skill inventory. What this is going to allow you to do is maybe you're damaged, right? You're down to 20% of health. You pop in, you pop some heals down. Your chem launcher, you pop a little bit of heals there. You put 1 or 2, whatever you want to place down. You're able to get back up, start shooting. You go back into cover. You can pop up your drone, get that heal going. And as you guys see right here, the synergy is working very perfectly within this build. Another thing that I highly recommend you guys do is you're going to want to make sure you go to your specialist. Now, each specialist has something very interesting, and there's going to be a bonus tip, and one of the best tips I could possibly give you. And for all of you who are still with me at the end of this video, you guys are going to be extremely excited that you stuck around the whole video to listen to this tip. This tip is going to make your playstyle 100% better. So as you guys know, every specialist has this following talent, which is like kind of like a health talent. For example, this one says armor kill repairs 70% damage and boosts weapon handling by 100% for 15 seconds. On completion, an additional 30% repair occurs. My bad. And then we have the survivalist. On the survivalist, we have armor kills now repair over 5 seconds instead of instantly, but also apply to group members while 10 meters away. And then we have this one, which is the one on the sharpshooter. We have the one that says X-Stat armor kits. So armor kits now repair 50% less when used, but remove status effect and increase resistance to bleed, poison, burn for 20 seconds. Now, I've seen a lot of people who make build videos, or people who actually just have builds. They always have this selected, and you want to avoid that selection on all of these. So whatever one you're running, you want to make sure you just respec. If you already have everything unlocked, just respec everything. Make sure that everything is respec. And what that's going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to avoid having to use that talent. Now, the reason why you want to avoid using that talent, for example, for the specialist that we currently love using, which is the survivalist. As you guys notice right there, it says that you're not going to be able to heal instantly. It's actually going to take 5 seconds for you to heal. Why in the heck would you want your heals to take longer when you could heal instantly, just for the simple fact that you're able to provide that heal method to your teammates? Remember, guys, we are running this build with dual heals. Now, you're able to actually use the chem launcher to heal your friend from a distance, and you're also able to use the drones. So you don't need any of these to actually work in a group. That is one of the biggest tips I want to recommend, and trust me, this tip, just this tip alone, should keep you alive a lot longer. And there you guys have it. That is my never die build in the Division 2. I hope you guys definitely try this build before you guys even drop a comment in the comment section down below. Try it out and come back and let me know how much this build has helped you to stay alive. If you guys have any additional questions regarding this build, or changes that you would like to see to this build, or recommendations that you want to give not only me but everybody else that's watching the video, leave them in the comment section down below. We'd love to definitely read them up and see what you guys have to say. I do hope you guys did find this video helpful and informative. If you did, guys, do me the huge favor, drop a like on this video, share this video with your friends because it does help me out a lot. In addition to that, guys, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date to everything that Division 2 has to offer. And make sure that when you subscribe, you hit that little notification bell so you guys can know when the next Division 2 video goes live. If you are already subscribed to the channel, double check that your bell is clicked, because we do want to know if you guys are getting notified when the videos are going live. If you ever want to watch awesome gameplay, or just want to see how these builds are made or how they work, and how, you know, just want to watch something fun, or just want to have fun and kicks or have positive vibes, definitely consider stopping by over our Twitch. The link is down below. Hit us with that follow so you guys can know exactly when we go live and you guys can stop by. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and don't forget WGATAP, and I will catch you guys on the next video.